welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for being here. And if you're new to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe or like this video or share it with someone who's going to find the information useful. So I've gotten a few requests that I should make a video on requirements or the application of an F-3 visa, since I came to South Korea with my husband under the F-3 visa. And yeah, I've literally gotten like a lot of requests. I've been helping people, obviously, one-on-one, which I enjoy doing, but I thought, you know what, I think it would be great that I just do a video. Okay, I've just made a bit of notes just to help me stay focused, so please bear with me. In terms of the visa itself, what we did, my husband and we applied for the visa at the same time. So this is what happened. Prior to that, we had to send documents, obviously, to South Korea. So when I sent my documents to South Korea, basically I should have also included my husband's document, but my recruiter seems like he wasn't aware. So I only sent my documents. So yeah, and what happened, the school said that why I didn't send his documents. I said that the recruiter didn't tell me to do so. I wanted to put his document, but the recruiter said no, it's not required. So when you fill in the form for the VIN, when you fill in the form as an E2 visa holder, or as an application of a VIN number for E2, so it looks like you need to also fill in one for your husband, and then the school will take both of them also with his pictures, because you know when you send your documents to South Korea, they also request for photographs, which they are going to use for your VIN number application. So what we did then, I just sent my husband's pictures, which my school literally printed for him, and did the application for the VIN. So as you know, the VIN process is quite straightforward. It's not really complicated. You send your original apostille documents, you send your picture, then you also send your signed contract. But some school, maybe they might print out from the email that you might have sent them, and obviously you also send everything that your recruiter will tell you. So the VIN number, I think it's one of the easiest. Even if with me, in terms of applying for the visa itself, that's where I wasn't sure, because you know, yeah, I know some people's visa get like declined, you know, they decline the visa and you have to go up and down, and if you're not in Pretoria, it's even if more confusing for South Africans, you know. But luckily with us, we were in Sandton. Initially we wanted to use an agent to apply for us, but after I spoke to the agent, the embassy, I've realized that it wasn't difficult at all, because I wasn't too sure what was needed, and then after I sent an email, everything was clear. So we literally drove from Sandton to Pretoria for the application and also for collection. So in terms of the F-3 visa, what you need, remember, first step will be your VIN number, okay? So this process is if you have a VIN number, okay? But I'll also explain if, let's say, your husband doesn't have a VIN number. Okay, so what we did, both my husband and I got our VIN numbers, okay? So I think my husband's VIN number came first before mine, which was weird, because I thought I needed to get the VIN number before him, because he's gonna be like my dependent on the visa. So yeah, so this is what you need for F-3. You need, if your husband is going to be staying less than 90 days, the price is going to be $720, which needs to be in cash. If your husband will be staying for more than 90 days, let's say for a year or for whenever you are in, as long as you are in South Korea, it's going to be 1,080 rands, same as E2 visa. So the price is the same, okay? And then remember that they only take cash. And then what is also needed for the F-3 visa. It's the original PCC, but I found this one a bit weird, that Natasha didn't really even look at my husband's PCC. I remember when we went there, we had all documents, because we know that, oh, you know, everything needs to be like in order, because they don't want to waste time. Like, she literally like put it aside, you know, she didn't even take it, but maybe she saw that it was there, you know, because that was one of the requirements. I don't think she looked at it, but you need to make sure there's an original PCC. It doesn't have to be apostilled, so it was just an original PCC, not apostilled. And then TB X-ray report. Okay, so when you go take a TB X-ray, just like as E2 visa, you know, you need to fill in the TB form results, which a doctor needs to sign and stamp. I know I had wished that the hospitals would do this, but many hospitals that we went to, I took my X-ray at Waterfall Netcare, which was a bit cheaper as compared to Sunning Hill. It was really expensive, you know. But the reason why we took at Waterfall, I think, is because we were on our way to Pretoria or something. So it was literally much closer, and I thought, you know what, it's good to just maybe go to Netcare Waterfall, because I have heard so much about them as well. Yeah, so there it was cheaper. I paid I think 700 and something, whereas my husband paid 1,000 and something. So I think that was like a bit of a gap, like almost 300 rands. Okay, so let's say you now need to go to a doctor. What I found out is that most doctors will be willing to fill in the form for you. Some will charge you 200 rand, but I remember with my doctor charged my husband 150, because I mean, my husband wasn't sick. Likely with me, when I went to ask my doctor to fill in the form, I was consulting for something else, so she was able to do it for me for free. Okay, and then so you'll need that form stamped and everything. Your doctor will have to fill in, check the results, and then obviously you don't include your TB X-ray let's say black and white copy. It's only the report itself that says you don't have any TB symptoms and whatnot. But if you have any TB symptoms, let's say you've been sweating at night, they found kind of like something on your TB, that's when you need to do the TB spectrum test. Because on the TB form, maybe I'll put the TB form here. I don't know if it will be big enough, but you'll see on the TB form, there's where it says something about spectrum test. Okay, so if you had no signs of TB, your doctor must just specify that not applicable, or that you did not take the TB spectrum, because some other people's visa have been declined because of that. You find that they ticked yes or something, but yet there is no report of the spectrum test. Okay, and then yeah, you will need a TB form to be completed by a doctor. Yes, and then you need the family relation documents. So this one basically just means that you need your marriage certificate. Our marriage certificate, was it apostilled? I had already sent my apostille one to South Korea. So going to the embassy, it didn't have to be apostilled, so it was just a copy of it. Because remember, then South Korea will have seen that we are married, so it needs to be an apostille marriage certificate when you send it for the visa assurance. Okay, so it was already with the already in Korea, okay, at the embassy. So this time it was just a copy to prove that, okay, yes, we are married. Here's the marriage certificate. Okay, and then copy of spouse passport. So he also needed a copy of my passport. Okay, and obviously his original passport, which you leave at the embassy. Yeah, and obviously the visa takes up between 5 to 7 working days. I think ours took I don't know, ours took exactly 7 working days. I know some like it can take like 3 days, but ours took the maximum. And also you can also apply for your visa without having the visa assurance number. Okay, So with this process, they will need a little bit of more documents. For an example, they will need a copy of the spouse visa and ARC, okay? But in this instance, for me and my husband, both of us had a visa assurance, so we applied for our visa at the same time. So initially I thought I needed to apply for my visa. Once it's approved, he needed to apply for his visa. But when I found the embassy, they said, no, you can apply at the same time. I was like, wow, this is good. So this is the process if you're applying at the same time. But this one, the one where you will need a copy of spouse visa and ARC, it will be, let's say you are already in South Korea and you need to bring your husband, okay? Then they will need a copy of the spouse visa and the ARC. But I guess maybe you, let's say you have lost your visa, because I mean initially you get that piece of paper which is a visa that you get from South Africa, and once you apply, or I mean once you apply for your ARC, when you arrive in South Korea they take it. I don't know, but they took mine. Let's say you don't have a copy of that, I think an ARC by itself should be fine. But if you still have a copy of your visa, your one-time entrance visa for some reasons, and you just came to South Korea, you can always send it. But I think an ARC by itself is sufficient, because I mean it's more important than that one entrance visa thing that you get when you are in South Africa. And also, let's say your husband didn't have the visa assurance number, they will also need his 3 months bank statement, and then I think proof of employment in South Africa to show that he's employed if he's working. If he's not working, then it's not applicable. So what I will do, I will leave the link of the description of F-3 visa on what it's needed in terms of documentations. It's quite easy, guys. Once you have this and your TB form is properly filled in, stamped in, you just take all your documents with your cash to the embassy. Literally we were there for like 10 minutes, I think, literally in and out. And then obviously once your visa is ready, they call you to inform you that it's ready. But from time to time, let's say it's taking time, you can always call them to find out if the visa is ready, okay? So I think the process is literally very easy. So let's say you're not in Sandton and you don't have money to send like an agent, because I know most agents, they charge like 250 to do the application, 250 to collect. So literally for us, we would have paid almost like 1,000. Whereas driving there, it's not far. Driving there, maybe, plus my car was like a 1.2 liters. So driving there and back, I'll assume something like 200 or 250, or even if less, you know. So, but if you are not in Pretoria and you don't have money to use an agent, what you can do, you put all your documents in a big envelope, seal it nicely, maybe also put a plastic pocket file, so that let's say something happens with the courier, you know, nothing gets wet, okay? And then maybe another small envelope, you put your visa fee. I know of a lot of people that have done it this way, though I think someone said that in their website they're saying that no, it's not allowed to do it this process. A lot of people have done it in this process. You can just say visa application fee. When they receive it, they'll check all the documents, make sure your passport is there as well, and then also you can send courier to collect your visa once it's ready, okay? But obviously, because we do support our beloved South Africans, the agents, I mean, I've used agents for DECO, you know, but I thought for the visa application was a bit too much, considering the fact that I'm just next door to Pretoria. Okay, so I think this is all that I can think of. If there's anything else that I've left, guys, just comment below, and yeah, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. But like I said, all the documentation or the link of the documentation itself, I'll leave it below, and also for the E2 visa. So thank you so much, guys, and yeah, please do share this video with someone, or someone who might be planning to bring in their husband. And I think the process for you bringing your child is more or less the same. It's just that they will need an apostilled birth certificate. Yeah, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please do not forget to subscribe, and love you lots, guys. Have a blessed Sunday further. I know you might not be watching this on a Sunday, but it's Sunday this side, and I just came back from church, so feeling a bit tired, but I thought I might as well just do this video before I take a nap. Bye bye.